For this episode of What Your Watch Says About You, we're gonna be going over some heavy hitters and some not so heavy hitters. First one, let's start with the Richard Mille RM2703. This is the Rafael Nadal Tourbillon yellow and red, which I call it the Ronald McDonald. I personally love that watch. Yes, it looks like you probably bought it at the checkout line at Target, if you don't know what you're looking at. And it, doesn't really match with just about anything because it's so shot out and ultra ridiculously sporty. Looks like a toy watch. But nowadays in today's market, that's a $2 million tourbillon from Richard Mille, made out of space-age materials that doesn't weigh anything. If you're wearing one of those watches on your wrist, what it says to me is either A, you're Rafael Nadal himself, or B, you have more money than Rafael Nadal. And it also says C, don't talk to me and pass me my sparkling water now. I mean, when you have a watch, would you really wear a $2 million watch all the way around? I mean, even me as a watch dealer, I feel a little bit uncomfortable when I wear such a heavy piece like that. Yes, of course, you can wear it around the controlled surroundings and stuff like that. But I'm not really sure I'm gonna ever catch a guy just casually walking down Ocean Drive here on South Beach with a $2 million Ronald McDonald on. And I know it's crazy and absurd looking, but I kind of like how crazy and shocking it is. And yeah, if you have one of those watches, you either A, have a lot of money, B, really obsess about watches like I do, because I'm not sure, probably if I can afford it, I'd buy one also. Maybe even just go for the full sapphire for $6 million. Some of the sapphire RMs. But what does it say about you? You either A, are crazy enough to walk around with that in public, B, are super ultra wealthy, or C, are a heavy watch collector, or all of the above. Next, we got the Rolex DayDate36 Nugget with the aftermarket Nugget bracelet around the case. What the heck is this thing? I've seen it for years and I've thought to myself, this looks like something out of a bad dream that I was having inside of a pawn shop somewhere. Just kind of what comes to my mind. I mean, this thing, nothing says more drug dealer 80s chic than a full Nugget bracelet covered DayDate36 Nugget. I mean, recently you've seen celebrities like Eminem wear it, but then again, Eminem can do whatever the hell he wants because he has had previous watches before. And maybe it just makes him happy. I don't know. Let's keep Eminem happy, right? However, I did have an opportunity to try one on not too long ago myself personally, and when I put it on my wrist, I thought to myself, what the heck is this? I feel like I'm gonna catch gangrene from it. It's disgusting. I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't know if I was even ever a fan of the gold nugget finish from the 80s, but this is just 80s couture overkill is what it looks like to me. And what it tells me, if you have this watch on, is that you're trying to be like Eminem. Next, we got up the big body Breitling Bentley watch. I mean, look, have you ever recently looked at one of those watches? I can't even figure out what's going on with the dial. It looks like one of those really complicated world maps where it's just so much writing and stuff going on there that I don't even know where we're going with it. But look, guys, at one point it was possibly a watch that was going somewhere. But by now it already arrived wherever it was gonna go to, and it should just be parked already at the junkyard. If any of you guys have this watch at home, look, I don't mean to offend you, but it just looks bad already. Like nowadays, it's just one of those pieces that it's just kind of like, why? Just sell it, move it, go on to something else. At this point, it's very big, it's very outdated. I mean, it's right there next to the Jacob & Co., the first one with the 4 time zones. You're right there with that watch. So what it says about you, it says you need to change that watch. Next, we have a Rolex Daytona reference 6263 model. What this watch says about you, listen guys, you're not wearing that watch by chance or coincidence. Nobody just randomly pulls up with a vintage Daytona of that caliber just because they thought it was cool and they found it at a gift shop at the airport when they were leaving. That's a collector's watch. When somebody has that watch, he knows what the heck he's doing, he knows what he has on his wrist, and he knows the risks he's taking, because if you've never worn one of these watches before, I feel like the damn thing's gonna fall apart on my wrist. I mean, they're so delicate and kind of dainty. Yes, I know they're probably tougher than I think, and they can take a lot more, but when you're at this age, at 2022, if you're wearing one of those Daytonas, you wanna be easy with it, you know? It's kind of like taking a vintage race car and going full all out, full send on it on the racetrack. Nobody does that. They take it on the track and they do these nice little hot laps where they're just kind of chilling and enjoying the nostalgic feel. That's the way I feel about one of those watches. Somebody walks in with that watch, they know about watches, and he's a real collector. Last but not least is the Cartier Seatimer in full rose gold. Listen, if you have one of these watches and you paid full retail and you think you made a good investment, I feel so sorry for you, because that is probably the worst financial decision you're gonna make in the watch world. I mean, the retail is like $60,000 and it's probably worth gold weight at this point. Okay, fine. Gold weight is a little bit too rough. Let's just say it's maybe worth $12,000. I mean, first of all, those watches are not even nice anymore. It's a Pasha, chrono, bigger and thicker for men. I never liked that watch. Even when it firstly came out, it was like, what the heck is this? I just don't find it cool. If you have one of those watches and you're still holding on to it, much respect. But what this watch says about you, it says you played yourself. So feel free to comment below what you think about these watches. And don't forget to share below which other watches you would like to see on this series. If you like this video, like and share it. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel.